Hi everyone, this is Lori from My File Addiction. Today I'm going to show you guys how to personalize some of the designs that I make when I include the rhinestone alphabet. So in particular I'm kind of talking about these designs where you can essentially buy one file, but you can use the rhinestone letters to create and personalize it with any team name that you want. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do this in Cricut Design Space because it seems like the questions that I've gotten is from Cricut users, and they seem to be having the most trouble. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up a blank new project in Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to select Upload. I would select Upload Image. I would select Browse, and then I'm going to go to and find the file that I would be wanting to personalize. So I believe it was called Football Team Name Fan. I'm going to look for the Cricut Brother version, and I'm going to select that. I'm going to select Open, and then I will select the upload, and this inserts it into my library. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select on the file and you will select Add to Canvas. Now with this particular file that I'm going to show you, when I made it, I made a little error, so I'm going to show you how you can easily correct this if you purchased one of the files that previous to the revised file that I've changed out. And if you have this issue, you can easily correct it yourself. So I'm going to select the file and select Add. Okay, so when the file comes in, I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. When the file comes in, it's going to be grouped. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check this measurement note that I have inside the file, and you're going to want to make sure that it matches the size of the file when it's selected. So I said the entire file should measure 32.904, which up here's the size. You can look at that, 32.904 by 17.286. This is 17.285. That last digit, don't worry about it being off. Everything is fine. Okay, so as long as the file matches the size that I type inside of the file, then we know that these circles are going to be the correct size to cut the holes for an SS10 stone size, which I have mentioned on the listing image that you would use to create this particular design. So after we've verified the size, now we're going to ungroup the file. You can do it one of two ways. You can either right click and select ungroup. Sometimes that ungroups the file, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, then you're going to go up to your ungroup option right here over on the right hand side, upper right hand corner. So I'm going to select ungroup, and now we should be able to select on individual pieces, individual letters, and now everything's ungrouped. I'm going to select this measurement node. I'm going to delete that. We can get rid of the black boxes if you want to do that. So I'm going to scroll down on my right hand panel here, and I'm going to select individual box pieces, and I will delete those. Okay, so now we're left with the 3 design pieces and the entire alphabet. Let's see. So right now I'm going to select this alphabet, and we are going to concentrate on working in this area first. So we are going to build our team name, okay? And so we can personalize this design. So let's say we want to work with the word, let's do Patriots. So we're going to do P. And all I'm doing is selecting the letter, holding down the left click and dragging the letter to the workspace area. So P-A-T-R-I-O. Now we need another T, so we are going to select this T, right click, select copy, select on our design space by by right clicking, and select paste. And we will create a duplicate T. So now we have 2. So anytime you need duplicate letters, that's all you have to do is just duplicate them. You can select, there's a duplicate up here also, right here, but I believe that puts the letter more in the corner of your workspace. So you can do it that way too, and then just drag it down. So the next thing we're going to do is we visually want to center our lettering and even out our spacing. So sometimes you have a tool, so let's say I just put that like that. So you have a tool that has an alignment tool, and you can select just to distribute horizontally, and what that does is it moves everything horizontally. Sometimes the spacing looks a little off for some letters. See, the O looks close to the T, but then there's a big space between the I and the O here. So visually, I don't think it does it that great of a job in this program. So what I would suggest you do is just kind of visually, space the letters out to where you think that they look more evenly spaced than using that tool. You can try it and see what results you get, and then kind of go from there. Okay, let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring things a little bit closer here. So I'm going to do this. I'm not going to worry about the letters being lined up as far as, making sure they're exactly, even right now. I'm worried about the spacing. Let's do that. Let's do this. I'll do the I, the O, T, and S. Okay, I think the P looks a little close to the A, so I can take that A, select it, maybe just use my arrow key and center it between the P and the T. Kind of look right here, and I'm looking right here. You can look in this space, maybe over here too. Okay, so visually that might look a little bit better. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to make sure all of our lettering lines up on the bottom. So once we get our spacing down, we're going to select all of our letters, and you're just going to hold down your left click and just marquee select all those letters. And then we're going to go to our alignment tool up here at the top, and we are going to select Align Bottom. And what that does is brings all the letters down to the bottom so they are evenly all lined up at the bottom. Okay? So now that we've done that, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach all these letters together. If you do not attach them and you select Make It, it's going to disassemble your letters, okay? So it's important that you attach them. So we're going to select all the letters, and we will select Attach. So now if you click anywhere on here, you can move all these letters, and they're all one piece now. Okay, so let's zoom back out here a little bit. We don't need the rest of these letters right now, so don't worry if you delete them. All you have to do is bring back in the file again, and you have your entire alphabet with you again, okay? So now what we're going to do is now we want to take this Patriots, and I want to put it right where that team name is. Okay, so I want to get rid of that team name. So here is where my little error came in. When I was saving this file, I meant to save the team name and this part of the design as two separate pieces. I select this, everything is all grouped together. I do not want that because you cannot delete team name right now. So I'm going to show you how you can delete that part of the design. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our shapes tool, and I'm going to select a rectangle. I'm going to change the color, and I'm going to make the rectangle big enough to where it's going to cover the word team name. Okay, so that covers that. Now I don't want this rectangle to touch any part of this, the bottom part of the design. I only want it to, the word team name to go inside of this rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the rectangle is selected, and I'm going to go to my arrange tool up here at the top, and I'm going to select send to back. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to bring this rectangle up, and I'm just going to make sure that team name is the only thing that's inside of the rectangle. Okay, so while the rectangle is selected, I'm going to select shift, and I'm going to select the design piece, and I'm going to go to my slice tool, select that, and let it do its thing. It'll take a minute here. Okay, now that everything is deselected, it's done its job. I'll select the rectangle, and I will delete that. And now if I select the word team name, that now has been separated, but this is still all grouped together. Okay, so we can now select that and hit delete. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Patriots wording, and I want to center it above this part of the file piece. I'm going to find the center part of this file piece, which is where this little cross is. It's your vertical and your horizontal center line, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to place it on the grid line where two intersecting measurements meet. So we're going to take that and I'm going to put it right there where the 18 and the 18 meet. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Patriots, and there's that same cross right there in the middle of it, and I'm going to center that and place that on the 18 line, because I know that's the center point for the vertical line. Okay, so we're going to do that, and now Patriots is centered over the entire file piece, which runs from here, the left side of the heel, to the right side of the football. It's not centered over fan, so but visually when you look at this design, and by the time you put all the file pieces, you know, when this design is together, you can see it visually looks, it's visually centered over the entire design. Okay, so I'm going to take these because these are going to be, oops, I didn't want that one. I wanted to select the green piece, so I have to do that over here. And I'm going to move this over the side. Okay, so now that we have Patriots centered over the design piece below it, now we need to select both of those. So I think I can just Yep. So I can marquee select the whole thing, and then I'm going to go to my attach tool, and I want to attach that. So now this becomes one piece. So if you did not attach that, when you select make it, the Patriots part would not cut above the word fan and the heel and the football. It may place your it may place it someplace else on the mat, which would cut more efficiently and you use less material. But we want it to stay centered above the design piece, so you have to attach it when you do that. So I hope this kind of clears things up as far as how to personalize some of these designs I make. And then if you come across and you purchase one of the files that had that team name attached and you couldn't delete it, that will show you how to slice that out of there, and you can fix that yourself and it won't be an issue, anymore. So I hope this information was helpful, and have a wonderful day.